I remember we were all sitting around watching the Digital Age rehearsals on YouTube, and we were just watching them jamming and singing and writing their own songs, recording them in their studio. And I remember leaning over to Drew and Bentley and literally asking, "Hey, you guys want to do that?" And it was really weird. Like, it was just that crazy idea, like, "Hey, you guys want to try making a record?" And that started this whole thing.
And this was at a time where we all stayed together, so that's all we could do.
Well, the first thing we went through was Red Truck, and we actually seriously thought that that was a possibility.
So Will he might have been reading the verse. It all started out with the verse Ecclesiastes 4:12, which means that there's a threefold chord cannot be easily broken. So first we thought threefold chord, but we were thinking that doesn't sound right, so we changed it to triple.
I remember it was ridiculous.
Everybody seemed to be real pumped. Bentley was playing 3 things at a time, and I guess we were just meant to do this stuff. So
I remember us just being in our place.
So I'm playing an old ratty acoustic, Drew's sitting around with this thing, just trying to hang on for dear life, and Bentley's over there playing cajon with his right hand, playing bass on the keyboard with his left hand, because we had no bass at this point. And he's singing harmony all at the same time, and I remember sitting there thinking, how on earth is he doing that?
Even if I tried, I could not deny.
when I played banjo, all I did was this. And I thought that was good.
I remember us doing Beautiful God.
I remember our first time we ever played together at Lower Creek Baptist Church when we did Beautiful God. That was the first song that the 3 of us learned together as a band. And it was just really special to actually see the songs that God had put in my heart, and the 3 of us sharing them together, and to see other people connecting with them. It was really incredible.
Mom was about to cry going through it.
Death, where is your power? Oh hell, where is your sting? Oh great.
So it was easy because we didn't really have to worry about what it sounded like. Not that we didn't want it to sound good, but we'd never done any of this. But we'd never done music together before. I'd recorded some stuff on my own, but we never really tried doing it together as a band. So we really had no definition of what it had to sound like.
We were really just getting started, so we really didn't know about anything other stuff, so it really wasn't that hard. We just recorded it and set the volume right. Good.
It was just, let's just throw this together. It was fun. The experimenting of it was really easy and really fun.
There were some times where tracking was hard.
I remember that transitioning from making music on my own to making it with my brothers was hard because you have 3 opinions on it. I would want to do one thing and they would want to do something else, and a lot of time, it's going to happen in any band. It was an adjustment for me, but it was a good thing that we would have different opinions because when you have 3 people working on the same piece of music, you're going to get something a lot better than when you have one person.
Probably can't contain my love, and because I think I just really like the electric guitars in it because I like to play that a lot, and just the cool riffs and everything. I think it's really cool in that song.
I think I'd have to say Freedom was my favorite just because of the personalness of the lyrics for me and where it had come out of. But I have to say that one or Beautiful God, because Beautiful God was the first song we ever did together. I think one of the first we recorded for the record. It was One of the first ones written, one of the first ones recorded, and was the first song we ever performed together as a band. And so I think those two were probably the most special for me.
I don't know, they were, I mean, it's a great album.
When we did the group vocal for Start the Dancing, what we did was we got my microphone out, sat in the middle of the living room, and we played the Start the Dancing track, and we started clapping and stomping and singing, going in circles around that microphone. And that was really fun. That was a blast.
I remember we were recording Do You Hear the Sound? So here I am, we had a pillow probably about as big as this stool. Well, it's wide and long as it is, not as tall, no way. But I was whacking it, and all of a sudden the headphones come down like this. But I'm still whacking it, going at it.
Probably when I was recording bass tracks or any kind of tracks in general, with Will in the room, it really I just pumped up my spirits. We're there, we're talking together while we're recording through this, we're laughing, having fun. I like that.
As far as the curse is found.
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Had to be the handbells on Carol of the Bells.
Probably Carol of the Bells. That was fun. I didn't do much in that one though.
Or Carol of the Bells.
Just look at what I did for faces, and I'm grateful for it.
That's a hard question there.
I'd have to probably say the concert worship service we did at Nashville Church of God. It was awesome.
Probably when we went to the Nashville Church of God and did the whole church service. That was lots of fun.
Nashville Church of God.
To see words that we had written up on the screen and to see people raising their hands and worshiping right with them, it was.
They let us bring the electrics out. And let me be the real.
To see people taking these songs that for so long had just been ours and to make them their experience with God was incredible.
One time when I was recording drums, I dropped a stick.
But there was a lot of things that we had to on that album that we had to do over again.
I remember we were recording Open Up Our Hearts, and in the middle of the recording, the iMac just stops. And it just stopped. You can't keep going. It stopped it recording, and we had to start over.
Probably recording vocals is probably the hardest.
A lot of things, mostly my fault, that we would mess up and have to start over. And so being patient through all that to see the final product on the other side was probably the hardest part of
it. We had different banjo. We had Will's new guitar over there, and we also had mine, but I didn't really do much about it with that one.
There were a lot of keys in this one. In the origin, that is. And in the origin, I had real drums, not the cooler set.
We've gotten a lot of new instruments, learned a lot of new techniques.
We had Will's new acoustic guitar, and so that added some good sounds into it. A whole lot different sounds, and made it sound a whole lot better.
Oh man, there's so many good ones. I don't know if I can pick one.
I would say the Melody of Your Life.
I think probably it was Open Up Our Hearts. I like that song a lot.
Open Up Our Hearts was a good song too, but because I had that awesome drum solo, but the Melody of Your Love was I think that was my favorite song.
Thank you, Jesus, for your love.
I think probably just jamming all the time, because that's what I love to do, is just jam.
My favorite thing about being in a band is getting to be a part of other people experiencing God, to help people connect with God and to bring them into a worshipful state, or to help bring them into a worshipful state, is probably the greatest feeling that a human being can experience.
You get to worship God together, not just by yourself.
I will shout, for I believe.
Probably to become a better banjo player.
To be a better band.
My goal is to keep making music with my brothers until God says to do something different.
Oh, it's been a great time doing it with them. Drew, whatever we need him to play, he'll play it. And Will, he just, if we need mixing for the album, he'll take care of it.
Both of them are amazing, fantastic musicians. It's incredible to be able to do something like this at all, but to be able to do it with your family is really, really special. They are both very, very talented musicians, much more so than me in a lot of ways, and it's a huge privilege to make music and lead worship with them.
I'd say it's probably one of the best bands to be in. It's a brother band, I would say. And it's a lot of fun because I don't have to worry about figuring out more new people like that. Like, it's also easy, so you don't have to go out and say, I need a bass player, I need an electric player, and you're out looking. But you got it right here, and they're your brothers, so you know them perfectly well. That's really cool.